I feel extremely anxious while walking my dog because of older ladies. I have a very sweet female dog, who admittedly looks like a male. All of her accessories, like collars or raincoats, are not gendered, so I think she looks even more like a male while dressed for cold weather. Probably that is why today, after my dog peed and we started moving, an older lady near us started shouting, "That's it? Pick that shit up or I will pick it up and throw it in your face." I tried to explain to her that my dog did not take a poop, she only peed now, but woman continued shouting that she is always watching me and I never bring poop bags. I never pick poop, I always do, and that she will take my photos and put them on the internet. I tried to show her the poop bags in my pocket and asked her to come and take a closer look that there is nothing there. She continued shouting that I have bags with me only for the eyes and that all of the people who live in the building are paying for the clean environment and I bring my dog and shit all over, making her smell everything. I tried to say that I live here too, there are lots of other dogs as well. People started to look at us, even one other person with a smaller dog passed us trot the same path, with whom the lady did not have the problem with. Finally she left and I got moving too with my dog and later on started crying and wanted to hide. This happened for the second time with a different woman, but first time everything ended fast once I told that my dog was only peeing. So that person just left. This time was especially hard because I have anxiety and always repeat to myself that no one is looking at me, no one cares, I should just keep calm and live my life, and here is a lady who is saying that she is always watching me and will put my photos on the internet. Now I am in this big overthinking hole, that all of the older people in the area are talking about me and how I leave my dog's poop all over, which is probably not true, but keeps me very anxious to take walks with my lovely dog. I revealed most of my dad's secrets to my stepmom and now I regret it. I, 19F, have never been close to my stepmom, 43F, and haven't spoken to her since leaving the country a year and a half ago. My dad, 59M, missed me so I came back to visit a month ago and I'm still here. The last few days my dad had a lot of work and personal stuff so he perpetually came home late, so there was only my stepmom and I at the dinner table. It was our first time being alone together since I've always visited my dad with my siblings. We talked a lot and I ended up revealing stuff my dad had done throughout his and my mom's marriage and after they divorced. I told her that he cheated, that he used to see other women all the time, that he ended up working with a guy he grew up with but he wasn't fair to him and never gave him his deserved salary and whatnot. I really kept going on and at the end she was completely shocked and she didn't know how to react. To the point she barely believed me but ended up doing so because I clearly had no reason to lie. Not to mention that she is pregnant. It's her first baby and I don't know how the pregnancy will go since she is old. But yeah, she's been looking very depressed and my dad has been really sweet to me. She hasn't said a word to him but I'm afraid she eventually will and he ends up hating me. I deeply regret. I had a mind-blowing realization about myself and it's shattered me. I'm a woman in her mid-30s. I had my first child in my late teens and have been married ever since. I've had a few more children along the way, and being a mother has been the best part of my life so far. I have spent all of my 20s and much of my 30s giving my all to being a mother, something that I don't regret at all. I recently decided to go back to school. I love it so much. In doing this, I've learned a lot about myself, my talents, my interests, and how much I don't know about everything in general. I didn't expect for me to gain this new self-awareness, as I thought I was already pretty self-aware. Apparently, I'm not. I had an exam yesterday and had to write a few essay responses. The last one. It really made me feel some deep things. To put it bluntly, I walked out of the building into the crisp full air and had the realization that I am not straight, never have been. And that's it. I understand so much of my behavior and feelings now. I've struggled with depression over the years despite being a pretty positive person. I don't feel particularly attracted to men. I've always caught myself looking at and admiring other women. I often have to be high to enjoy sex. I've been unhappy in my marriage despite my spouse being a good guy. I have to work hard at being an affectionate wife. I realize I love my husband, but in a platonic sort of way. I don't feel I can really do anything with this information. My life is very complicated with several children and the usual complexities of a life built together with someone. I also realize how unfair this is to my husband, because he is a great person. I have a deep respect for him and I love him like a best friend. I feel exhilarated to finally know this about myself and understand how the disconnect between my inner world and outside actions have impacted me. But also, I'm angry at myself. I feel sadness and regret. Mostly I'm sad. I wanted to share this here because of all the different feelings I feel. It's heavy. I know I could share this anywhere except perhaps therapy in the future. My partner ended our dog's life yesterday. So I'm posting this to literally get this feeling off of my chest. My partner has anger problems and has hurt animals in the past before. But he's never tried or threatened to hurt me or people in any way possible. I don't fear for my life when I'm with him. But yesterday I came home to the dog taking his last breaths. And honestly I'm extremely traumatized from coming home to that. I keep replaying in my head how he looked until his shallow breath stopped. Is it worth it? My 26F boyfriend 26M have been together 3 years. Our sex life in maybe the first year and a half was good and fun and we'd do it almost any time we could lull, but recently we've been doing it less and less, 3 times in the past 5 months to be exact, and I have brought this up with him several times. My sex drive is higher than his and I feel like sex is quite important to me in a relationship and I have vocalized this to him every single time. I would just like to clarify that every other aspect of our relationship is fine and I love him a lot and really want to spend the rest of my life with him, but it's just this one thing. Almost every time I try to bring it up, he just apologizes but never suggests any solutions for it and almost always says it's just because he's been busy with work or he's tired. To be fair, the first time I brought up this issue, he said it was just because he was so sure we'd spend the rest of our lives together, so what's the point of risking our lives and maybe getting pregnant, when we can have sex whenever we want later on? But even then I was confused as it sounded to me like he wanted to stop having sex completely. But now even when I try to initiate anything he'll just say he's too tired and goes to sleep. I mean, I understand work can be tiring, but is it gonna be like this for the rest of our lives? So my question is it fair to want to break up with someone over sex drive compatibility, or am I being selfish? I don't know if this is normal for long-term relationships, as this is my first longest relationship. I just need some advice or something to get out of my own head. Please, anything would help.